Students, imagine if you were taking blocks and you were building them up one on top of another, only one block at a time. How far do you think you could go before your whole thing just topples over? To make a really tall structure, you have to do some special things to make it to stand. Here we have a book about a tower that was built a long time ago that had trouble standing up straight. It's called the Leaning Tower, and we are going to be asking why does this tower lean? And we're going to try and find these things out. Now, what you notice on the cover is you have our title here, the Leaning Tower. Tells us who wrote it and illustrated it near the bottom, written by Elizabeth Jane Pustelink and illustrated by Loic Darian. But here it is, The Leaning Tower. And this is a book, it's nonfiction, which means that it's going to be about true things. The Leaning Tower. Here's some important words for us to kind of know before we begin. We have the word bell tower. A bell tower is a tower that you'd have in a really old city that would have a bell that all the townspeople could hear, kind of like our fire siren that we have in Smithville. We have this word safe. That means it's not dangerous. We have lean. You know what it is to lean when you kind of go to one side or another. We have this word. It's a tricky one. It's the word weights. Weights are big, heavy things that you would use. Pisa is, you notice that it has a capital. That means it's the name of something. It's the name of this place, this town. And worker, a worker is a person who does the work. So these are some important words for us as we look at this book. Now, before we begin, I'd like you to make a picture in your head. A good reader will visualize and make a picture in their head about what they're reading. So as I read, see if you can create a picture in your head. Long ago, workers built a bell tower. It was called the Tower of Pisa. It took many years for workers to build it. Right away, the tower started to lean. Workers built it on soft ground. The tower leaned. Workers built it too tall. The tower leaned. Workers built it too skinny. The tower leaned. Workers stopped it from leaning more. They dug under it. Workers stopped it from leaning more. They put ropes around it. Workers stopped it from leaning more. They put weights on the ropes. The tower still leans, but it is safe for people. People call it the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The end. So, were you able to create pictures in your minds of this tower? What does it look like in your mind? Also, were you able to figure out why this tower leans? I think so. You're a good reader. Anyways, this is going to be your expert book, so you want to become familiar with this book and practice it and read it to me on Friday.